So welcome guy on my channel, and I will try to explain you what I know about computer programming in general. So my first video will be about the C programming language. Donc first let's see what is a programming language. It can be good sometimes to remember ourselves what is it, and for other who don't know, so know what is a computer program. A program, yeah. Okay, program, computer program. Okay. So what we can say about a computer program is it just a set, a collection, yeah, a collection that can be executed by a computer to perform a specific task. A computer program is usually written by a computer programming in a programming language. A collection of computer program libraries and related data are referred as software. So a computer program, as you see, is just a collection of instructions that can be executed by a computer, and we can have we can mix multiple computer programming and library to make what we call a software. Okay, so what you can say about the C programming language, we have some tutorial there. Let's talk about who created the C programming language. Yes, you can see that the C programming language came out of Bell Labs in the early 1916, according to the. Okay, we left that. So it was created by Dennis Ritchie, and it was divided in the Arduino system. So he was creating basically to make an OS, an operating system known as Unix, which Unix is very important because the system, this operating system was the operating system that they used to make all the Linux system and also Mac OS system and even Android. All of this is because of Unix. It's like their father is Unix. Okay. So what we need to know is to programming we will need an environment, an IDE. What we will need is an IDE. So integrated development environment. So basically is a software that contain all of the tools that we will need to make a computer program, and even to test it, and to debug it, to solve the problem if we have some problem in it. So there are many IDE, integrated development environment. There are too many to the C language IDE. There are a lot of IDE that you can download and use them to write some good C program. Okay, you know that Genie is the one that we will use. Myself, you see, is already there. So you can, if you don't know you can, if you want, you can pause the video and you see you download Genie on your platform, Windows, Mac OS, etc. Or if there is no an available version of Genie for your platform, you can try and go on Google and look for others IDE for the C programming language. So let's go. So there we have our first program, which is hello.c is the name that we will give to this program. So to save it, you go there. It will be, because there it's in French, so it will be save as if you have an English version. So save as, and there the main thing, the important thing is the extension, because you have to put this extension points .c, because .c, it means that it's a C program. Is this extension that will like, with this extension we will know that it is a C programming language, and even our compiler GCC, it will know it's a C program. Okay, I have already saved it, so I will go ahead and there I will try to explain it. So we can like stop the video and you copy that on your text editor, because this is a text editor. Basically is we will write our program in a text editor. It can be it doesn't matter which text editor you have to use, but you need a text editor and a compiler. So a compiler is just a program that will change our text and change it to a language that the computer can understand and execute. So it will be a compiler. And there is also another tool which is called a debugger. So the debugger will help you to fix the error and to execute your code step by step. So this is a debugger. So let's go, and this is our first program, hello.c. So hello.c, the first line we have like this includes this thing, hashtag include. It means what? Hashtag include, it's like some order that we will give to another program which is called the preprocessor. So those order, to give an order to this program that will help to compile our code, we have to put this hashtag. So we put it and we put there include. So it means that we want to make an inclusion, to put something in our code, and what we will include is this library stdio.h. So stdio.h is just standard input output library. So it's the library that will contain all the functions that will help us to communicate with the screen and the keyboard. So the input are the input, the keyboard, and the output, the screen. So this library contains many functions that will help us to communicate with those devices. So here we are, and we have what in first in our line int main parentheses, and in the parentheses variable there we have some instruction, print hello world, and there we have return 0. So let's talk about this. First of all, this is a function. A function is just like a little piece of code that make a specific task. So here in the C programming language, most of the C programming language, we will have this function called the main function, and it will be our function, our main function, that will be like all of our program. The principal part of our program will be in this main function, and it's basically the function. If there is another function that we want to execute, we will execute all of the other function inside the main function. Donc between these so the main part of our program will be inside the main function, inside those brackets, and here we will put like all the instructions that we want to execute in our program. Like most of all the instruction will be there inside the main function. So this is how we write a function. So first we put like This is basically the return tab. This is like the output of the function. So that means that the output of the main function will be an integer. So here we use this keyword return to say that we want to return this value, the constant 0, as the output of our function will be 0. Okay, so we have the main function and we have their void. So void basically is mean nothing. So it's just that we can put this program like this and it will be the same, but I decide to put void. So anyway, let's go. So here we are. The function that we will execute is this function printf. So it's a function that is inside this library known as stdio.h. So the library that contains all the functions that we will use to communicate with the screen and the keyboard is this function, this library stdio.h. And inside the parentheses we put what we will give to the function inside. So we give this string hello world, and here we have this special character, which is like a character that help us to go to the next line. So basically it's just a character that say go to the next line, and here we put hello world, so a set of character, and that is what we will print thanks to the function printf, the function of the stdio library. Thanks to this function we just have to put here what we give to the function, and it will show us an output. So let's compile it first. So we change it from text to a binary language that the computer can execute. So it's here, so it's compiled, it's okay, and here to execute, and as you can see our output, what our program, what we have made is there. So this is just an introduction to the C programming language. So let's see you to the next video when we will see more about the C language.